Vows to take on Gatekeepers working against the Big Three.
Wow.
LeBron
and his pink pussy skirt.
Shit.
Jesus.
Hey, some days bring the anger, the venom out of y'all. Good Lord.
He talking about everything.
Y'all see, what's her name? The white girl say that they never had dealings.
Yeah, bro. I got the pictures.
Got the pics.
You gonna blackmail him?
All right. Let me move on to this. Ice Cube say he going to the Gatekeepers. What you think?
Ice Cube ain't gonna do shit. Those gatekeepers are Jews. He's saying those Jews like fuck you.
He's saying that the NBA is going out of their way to harm his league.
They would.
Go ahead, Finn. Go ahead.
Why wouldn't they? You're
not really a competitor.
To them, they see it as a threat.
Well, I will say, 2 years ago, the NBA was helping push the Big Three because they were looking at the Big Three as an extension of them when a player reached a certain age. Because the Big Three was older players retired. So the NBA was using the Big Three as, okay, we got the G League for the new players that's coming in, and we'll have the Big Three for the older players that's retired. So you hit 30, 32, 33, you're out of the league, you can go play for the Big Three. So the NBA was helping push them. He was on ESPN, all that stuff. Something happened in the last 2 years where they just said, yeek, no, we don't want to be associated with you no more. They're going out of their way to harm the Big Three.
They are going out of their way to harm him. But hey, if you're gonna fight them tiny hats, be prepared to fight them tiny hats.
But I wonder if it has anything to do with college basketball. Because college basketball is about to drop at this point because players can now go to the NBA without going to college for a year. So college basketball, the top 5 players that were just drafted didn't go to college. They went other routes to get to the NBA. So what's the point of going to college if you play sports now? Now,
exactly.
If you're a young player and you don't get drafted, you could have went to the Big Three.
Bing.
So now they're like, well, we're going to cut that off and make these players go do some form, go to the G League or something.
Bing.
All right, what are they saying?
George said he spreads LeBron's pink pussy skirt pictures all over Facebook. Honorable said, I was a little jaded by the Colorado story and GoFundMe. Do I initially overlook this? Glad it got the attention it needed.
Yeah.
Ice Cube is COINTELPRO agent and control opposition. I agree.
What is this rabbi? Oh, you talking about Brian Rabbi? I was surprised.
No, he talking about you talking about Ice Cube Rabbi, ain't you brilliant?
He one too. Yeah.
He probably got one too. They all got damn rabbis.
Which is crazy.
He too old to have an effect. He just playing a man in his late age. It's always strange to me that other black men don't ever support Ice Cube initially. Very strange.
Initiative. I agree.
Why is it strange?
Let me say this.
Honorable, I use discernment.
He's saying he's like you freight. Back in the 90s, we know Ice Cube was considered a
rebel
or agent of chaos. He was completely against the system. He was with NWA, niggas with attitude. He was against Hillary. He was against all them, the Clintons. Go ahead.
I can agree with Honorable. He does seems like he's a good guy. His intentions are genuine. I just say anybody that's in that industry,
you're not gonna get trusted.
They can't be trusted. They've been compromised.
But in the 90s, he talked all this big stuff, and then he did some type of shout out or something to Farrakhan. Well, not Farrakhan. Yeah, Farrakhan, I think it was.
Farrakhan.
And what happened was the industry kind of went in on him, and then he came out and apologized and denounced a lot of stuff. What's the other guy's name? The bald-headed brother, Muhammad something. Very strong speaker.
Muhammad.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you? He was a part of I think he was part of the Nation of Islam. Khalil, Muhammad Khalil, or something, Khalil Muhammad.
They gonna tell you. They gonna
one
tell
of those. You. He came out. He said because Ice Cube was apparently really.
You damn sure didn't type in that sentence. I wasn't even gonna bother reading it because after you said. The devil seems like an angel of light, Honorable. I just said, fuck it.
I think, Khaled, that's his name. He came out and said, Ice Cube turned, he said he melted. Basically saying he folded to the pressure of the industry.
Muhammad.
Yeah, Muhammad Khaled. He turned his back on his beliefs. So it seems like after doing that, you saw Ice Cube go into he started playing cop roles. He started playing in kids' movies. He started trying to change his image and soften it up.
Yes.
And now he's trying to go back to what he really believed and show. Look,
which is too late.
Yeah, it's kind of over now. How we there? Yeah, it's kind of there now.
Yeah, when you consider the hidden hand of compromised black people involved in Boule, Greek letter frats and secret societies, it is wise to use discernment. I agree, Regina.
But I think at every,
okay, the devil seems like an angel of light, honorable. Does that make him honorable? There you go, George. We the best.
But I will say this though. When he came out with his contract for Black America, I expected a lot more support from that, just for that itself.
Vivica.
I'm not talking about the women. We talking about black men. Okay. I expected black men to get behind that more, but they kind of just stood on the sideline.
Maybe we just not falling for the okie doke no more.
Ice Cube has voiced his frustrations with the opposition he and the Big Three have received over the years, particularly from gatekeepers in the sports world. The rap veteran and founder of the league took to Twitter over the weekend to air his grievances, defiantly stating that he refuses to be part of their club. Now, he's saying a lot of this came because he posted, because he came out and did the contract with Black America. I'm going to go ahead and show what he had to say.
Yo, what's cracking? You know what it is. It's your homeboy.
Hello.
Anyone who supports Farrakhan needs to be publicly attacked because he has been nothing but a distraction for our people.
There's definitely people. I'm gonna say another name that people might not.
You don't got to worry about that. The Jews gonna make sure his ass is attacked.
There's another name. There are certain people, and I agree with Honorable. There's certain people in our community that set up to tell some truth, but also to be a distraction. With
reality
an
is 90% of perception and 10% reality.
Some people are meant to just to make you overstimulate you with information. Some of it real, some of it false. Another person who did that, and this is just the truth, Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory said a lot of things that were true, but he also said a lot of things that were not true.
Yeah, like
what? The Trump thing. The Trump thing where he said there was two Trumps and
hold on now, I believe there is two Trumps.
When he said he's not gonna win or something, no, he said he was gonna win. One of those, and you know.
He's a Mason, and they associate with Scientology. Umar, a definite
distraction.
Why every show y'all talking about Dr. Umar Johnson?
Gregory was a clown. I'm not gonna, you can have your opinion. I'm not gonna say the man was a clown, but he definitely was somebody who was used to put certain messages throughout the black community. Anyway, let me show what Cube had to say.
I like
Ice Cube.
I like Cube too, but when it comes to Hollywood, it's 50-50. What's the support?
That's true.
And some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of it.
No sound. Forget you, bro.
No sound.
Fucking club. That pisses them off.
No, not clown, but big ass goof.
What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what? Who? Come on, man, stop playing. So ever since I put out the contract with Black America, they've been fucking with me. Here and there, this and that. But it's cool, I expect that. I've been working with, on the BIG3 for a long time, and you know how they've been fucking with me with that. I done made it, plain, simple, and clear what they've been doing. The NBA been fucking with us. Now, a lot of people might say, like, well, but Cube, you want to work with the NBA. Really, I don't give a fuck about working with the NBA. What I want them to do, when I say work with us, is to stop working against us. Stop doing that bullshit behind the scenes that we know you're doing. Mainstream media, they ain't fucking with us. And that's cool. We can do it ourselves, you know what I'm saying? We still on the rise without these motherfuckers,
So I do like the fact that when he spoke on this, he didn't say I need their help. He said, just leave us alone and we'll build it ourselves. That's a good thing I want to get across. But go do something right quick. What
Well, let me do it.
Go ahead.
Shantae, I feel like people have the utmost respect for Ice Cube, but don't take him seriously.
Hold on. Maybe it's because of the past. Who's another person who said, Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon came out and said what he said about who we are and all that stuff and tried to stand. Then he backpedaled, and now
he brought Professor Griff on his network, his channel, and shit hit the fan.
Yeah, he wanted respect. He wanted to be seen a certain way. He finally had a chance to be seen that way, and he
because he wanted his ownership rights back to his damn network.
So now he'll never be given that level of respect.
Okay,
again.
not a clown, a big ass goofy. LOL. Majority of all these so-called black leaders are members of the Divine Nine, etc. Gatekeepers.
Hold on. I found out about a new group, and y'all tell me if y'all heard about this. There was a group of people who a guy says that he has a family member or knows somebody who's a family of a friend of his, who every night he would get drunk and get belligerent, and the police would pick him up. He would fight the police and all this stuff, but they wouldn't take him to jail. They would take him home. And he said his family, he was black, and the family kept saying, why they keep bringing you home? Why they didn't want to arrest you and stuff? And he said apparently there's a secret slave society that existed. These people were slaves during the time of slavery, obviously, and they would revolt and they would fight. So they became this group that people didn't mess with, and they almost became like a secret bloodline, but they're not necessarily blood. This is from a dude on TikTok talked about this. I forgot his name. I should have got the video. But he was saying how there's this secret bloodline of black people who people almost treat with special gloves.
Privileges.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of groups that's amongst us that we don't even know about.
Ice Cube, a gatekeeper. His intentions are genuine, and I like Ice Cube. However, real G's move on silence.
Yeah, that's true.
The revolution will not be televised. The fake track Ice Cube gets no Vaseline when it comes to the people. Ice Cube is not political. He needs to fund our grassroots and play his position, getting the bag and loving his family.
Oh, pause. I said it before.
You have.
Why do celebrities always want to be the face of something? Sometimes you need to put your money in position to do what you wanted to do.
Select somebody
who you
raise them up, groom them for the community. When I say groom them, I mean
no, you're right. That's not just for celebrities though. That's for the community at large. Black people, if we really wanted to be a part of the political system, really, you would have people in your community whose entire raising them would be, you're going to be this when you get older. So by the time they reach a certain age and they start going into positions of political power, they'll know everything they need to know. And if they don't do what they're supposed to do, you get them out of there. And you have another person who you've groomed
probably end up being
childhood.
Compromised.
Huh?
Probably end up being compromised.
And you get rid of them.
He could have just said, I'm under attack by the untouchables and we'll be making my rounds to discuss this further with the community.
Yeah, he said go on the podcast. But the first place he went was Joe Rogan.
Wow, that's a white man.
Yeah, so I can't say the community.
So he's saying, he said he's going to go to the biggest podcast there is to get the information out to as much people as possible.
And then maybe we'll see where he goes.
Brilliant. Don't be blind by his rainbow bright light.